Hello everyone, it's JG here with Earth 5D University. You guys might know me also from my Earth 5D Tarot channel. Thank you so much for finding me here, where we're going to be talking about consciousness and growing divine unions on our planet and what that means for humanity, what that means for love, and what that means straight up in your life. So let's get into it, guys. So thank you so much for being here. I'm excited you're here. I'm excited to be here. And so we're going to be talking about today about divine union. So unlike any other time on our planet, like in the last 30,000 years, has there been so much focus on bringing love in, right? Bringing love in, love of family, love of friends, and these divine unions, which is the love of a romantic love of a partner. And so there's a new movement, a new wave of energy available on the planet that helps us to really tune in to this new wave of love. And it's almost like literally like a wave coming in from the higher dimensions, from the Pleiades, from Sirius, from all of these sources of light that are surrounding us. Now, we have our own light in our own solar system coming from Venus, coming from the Milky Way, other places that are closer to our planet, Earth, okay? And so that is happening too. It's much less talked about. But there's a Venetian energy, an energy coming from Venus that's bringing about also this rebirth of the divine feminine. And so if you are a divine feminine, you are going to be connecting heavily with having a divine union. You might call it a twin flame connection. And so if that's something you can relate to, wonderful. So you might already know about a divine union. If you already know about having a twin flame, or if you've started to kind of get an idea that you want something more out of your love life, there's something that you're seeking, something that you're craving that's just not average. It's just not like the ordinary thing that maybe your friends are looking for, or your mom and dad, or people who have modeled love to you in the past. So what I've noticed is this energy isn't like any other energy. Okay, it's been, like I said, a very long time since we've had this type of frequency available in these romantic relationships. So that being said, here's some signs that you might be called to this, okay? Number one, you're bringing forth, or you're seeking a knowledge on this planet that it's like something's there, there's something more out there, and you just can't put your finger on it. You just can't. It's like you're constantly seeking knowledge. You're kind of seeking this truth that maybe you have forgotten. So this is like this truth-seeking energy where you're like, hey, there's something out there that I am looking for and I haven't quite found it. So there's this depth and craving for something more. And it's like this truth-seeking craving for love, like true love, not like false love, not like shallow love. Okay, so even if you've had shallow kind of surface level love relationships in the past, you're feeling like there's something more out there for you. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you have a very psychic connection to somebody. So this is likely your twin flame, likely this divine union we're talking about. You psychically know how they're feeling. They psychically show up in your thoughts. They teleport to you sometimes, where you actually feel them physically in your room or physically in your car. This is someone that you really psychically connect with, okay? And then so there's actually a person that you're connecting to in the physical. Also, you're very in tune with your light family. So you might have this knowing that you are from somewhere else, that there's a remembrance that you're from somewhere else. You're feeling like you're from somewhere else. This is the third kind of hint, is that you feel connected to the stars. And so this might be that Venetian energy we're talking about. It could be the Pleiades we're talking about. It could be Sirius. It could be Orion. So all of our friends and brothers and sisters who are walking in the light are also seeking to help planet Earth and to raise our vibration so we can keep this beautiful planet healthy and whole during, some kind of chaotic times, right? So we know that things are a bit chaotic, and there's a very big vested interest in our planet to keep it healthy and safe for humans. So these loves are meant to do that. So The fourth thing, and I haven't really numbered these in advance, but these are just awarenesses that I have. The fourth thing too is that you really have a need to want to change. You don't want to just come here and like be like everyone else. There's some kind of like mission you have. You feel like there's something you want to change on the planet, and that mission is to make it better in some way. And so this is also kind of running in the background. It's like, wow, I really want to make this place better. I want to make my life better. I want to make society better. So there's this kind of push coming deep from within you, like you just want to make things better. You have a vested interest in making things kind of quote unquote better on the planet. So you can't just sit idle. There's something that's kind of pushing you forward. And so that is definitely another sign. Also, you just notice that you are psychically inclined. There's something about your sexuality, and there's something about whether you're male or female, you're psychically inclined. That means you have extrasensory perception. So that word is so tricky, because when you have extrasensory perceptions, you don't see them as extra. They integrate really well within you, right? And so you likely have all these gifts that you think everyone else has, but they don't. They don't have them the same way that you do. And so just become aware that, you know, if you're clairaudient, if you see things, if you feel things, if you're an empath and you just see things that other people don't, that's normal. Okay. That's normal when you're looking at having a divine union, when you're looking at yourself as a divine masculine or feminine. So these are all sorts of, and there's so many more. So, but those are the top, kind of the top 5 signs that you're having this divine union. Now, with that, with the person that you're psychically chatting with, or that's coming into your energy field, that you feel, likely on an ongoing basis, this is like really the catalyst. This is the catalytic moment where that kind of energy propels you forward, because you can't seem to undo that, you know. And if your person's showing up with a low vibration, you know, obviously you don't have to have them around if they're like, you know, not, if you don't like the way that their energy feels, you know, you can politely ask them to leave psychically, right? And they'll leave, because we all have free will. But if you're enjoying their energy, because all these connections happen at various levels of frequency. And so if you're enjoying the frequency of it, and it's something that you want to work with, and then you're being catalyzed to do so. And so I really strongly feel like if you came to this video, then you're being catalyzed to do this. So what does this mean now to have a divine union? It means that it's almost like a vocation. Just like you would become like a priest or a nun in the old days, or you'd become a minister, right? This is like a vocation. So it's almost, you can think of it like a ministry. I mean, I'm not at all associated with any church or any kind of religious organization at all. But if it helps you to think about it in a framework, this is sort of like a ministry. It's not something that you could easily cut out of yourself, because you feel called to it. You feel very drawn to it at a very deep level of your soul. So, so that's another piece of this. And what it means to have a divine union means that the point of having a divine union is to raise that frequency and to bring that love in, not only for your own pleasure, which is obviously wonderful. When the gift to the universe is your happiness, okay? Your gift to the universe is your happiness. I want to share a quick story from a friend of mine on Facebook who I've known since I was like 12 maybe, or 11. It's a guy who's a musician. And he's off, I think he's in the Montana wilderness or something, and he's off like living his dreams now of just living off the land. And he's got a really long beard now, and he's just kind of hanging out in the wilderness with his wife. His kids are grown. And so he shared a story on Facebook, and I believe him. And he shared the story of when he went to a gas station. He was going to pick up some beer. He's going to pick up like whatever, 12-pack of beer. And he was in line at the gas station, and the lady behind the counter, she was crying. And there was a woman in front of him, and they were talking. And as the woman in front of him was talking to the lady behind the counter, you know, she's just weeping. And he was like, oh my God, I hope this lady's okay. So then that lady moved aside, and it was his turn in line to go pay for his beer. And he said, you know, is everything okay? And he said, and the lady said, yes, everything's great. I'm speechless. And she was just crying. And he said, you know, what's up? Or is there anything I can do? And she said, well, I've been working for 2 years straight without any breaks because I'm paying for my own college. And that lady just paid for my college. She just gave me the money to pay for my college. And it just makes me tear up. And so, because she had been observing this woman working so hard behind the counter, and she knew that she was like just busting her butt to get through college, you know, and to create a better life for herself. And so when the lady behind the counter, she said, how could I repay you, to the woman who gave her this money? She said, your gift to me is to live a happy life. It makes me just cry. She said, the way you can give back is to live a happy life. And that therein, my friends, is the reason why these divine unions are so beautiful. It's just to be happy, and your happiness and your excitement about life and just being in love and just having that expression of love and light in the world is a gift to the universe. It's a gift in and of itself, okay? Also, when you have that love, it upgrades the quality of energy on the planet, and it becomes much more harmonious with the 5D Earth, because I do believe that Earth, the Gaia, has ascended, and we are working to get there as humans and as a human race. So we are much more resonant in harmony with Earth, Mama Earth, when we are feeling love and when we're feeling loved. And so this is super important, because not only, think about this, if you were in a loving, caring relationship with a divine counterpart, how do you think it'll impact, like, say, your family? Like, let's say you have children. Let's say you have grown children that you're bringing to a connection, or you decide to have children. How do you think they'll be impacted by a loving, healthy relationship? Right? How will they be impacted? They're going to be raised in a totally different environment than some of us have come up in, right? They're going to be raised with love, unconditional love, healing, health, just a whole different perspective of reality. So these loves are truly healing the nuclear family, they're healing the nuclear family. So this is what I ask you to consider today. Do you feel like you have a divine union? Do you feel like you're called to that? And if so, are you in conflict with that? So I'm going to leave it at that, because the next video I put out, I'm going to put out another video next Sunday. I'm going to be publishing every Sunday unless some God-foreseen thing happens. I don't think that will happen. So next Sunday, I want to talk about why you may be having blocks in this union. Like, if you are being called to a divine union, and if you already have someone that you know is your quote-unquote twin flame or your special divine counterpart, who's matched for you in this lifetime, if you're conflicted with that, or you're not in a resonance with it yet, let's find out why. Okay, so let's find out why. The first thing is to know is that you are having a divine union, and that the reason for it is what we just spoke about, right? For you to be happy and to raise consciousness. Okay, so that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for coming by Earth 5D University. If you enjoyed tarot readings, make sure you look down below at the link. I do have a tarot channel called Earth 5D where I do tarot readings, pick a card readings. And also, if you're interested in spiritual guidance, if you need help on your journey, I also offer that too. And so the link down below is also to my website. You can find out more about me and what I do. Okay? So much love to you guys, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week. Bye for now.